I wonder if you could share one or more trading strategies that don't require technical analysis. I guess my question is there a mechanical trading strategy on a small time frame where I can be in and out of trades and make a couple $100 per day?
That's pretty impossible. It doesn't matter what strategy you apply, even if it is completely 100% mechanical, it will need to be based on technical analysis. Unless, of course, you use fundamental analysis, and then even fundamental analysts will use technical analysis to time the moment that they enter the market. But it is impossible to achieve something that doesn't require technical analysis. I guess your question is more any strategy that doesn't require analysis or doesn't require skillful analysis or something like that. And there is nothing that I can think mechanically that doesn't involve some sort of technical analysis. Now, having said that, I should say that there is a particular way to approach the market without any technical analysis whatsoever. It involves trading the news. You probably have heard about that. The news tend to produce some volatility in small time frames in the markets that are related to those news. And one common approach is to put, for instance, a buy stop 10 ticks or pips above the current price and buy a sell stop 10 ticks or pips below. So you put the same distance above and below. When the news comes, typically it produces some really high volatility that goes up and down very rapidly. So you have to be very attentive and very quick. So you don't know in what direction prices are going to go. And then you set both of those orders at once. And when the market let's say that it goes up, then you will be in 10 pips or ticks above the current price, and then we'll probably continue higher. And then you have to be quick. Let's say that you took 20 pips or 30 pips, sometimes 50 pips. But the same thing occurs if it goes to the downside. When this is the effect of the news, typically goes up and down very quickly. So you have to have a system that allows you to be fast enough as to get out with the amount of ticks or pips that you decided to have, and also be fast enough as to cancel the opposite order. Let the market not go down or up, and take your order in the opposite direction as well. So for that, many people have made automated systems that when the news are coming, you click and then both orders appear, and then the targets to exit appear on both sides, and they are both one cancel the other orders, OCO they are called. So let's say that it goes up, it takes you in, takes the first the exit, let's say that you decided, and then immediately after it takes the exit, cancel all the other orders that you had there. And so that has to be automated because this happens very rapidly. And some people make a lot of money doing such a thing. I have a student, or let's say I had a student many years ago that was fascinated by this type of trading and created such a algo that produced the orders very quickly. You just click once and all the orders are there. You just have to program it to say how many ticks above or below you want it to enter and how many ticks of profit you want to have. And I can report that he made some days he made lots of money. When I say lots of money, I don't mean a couple of $100. I mean he made $50,000-$60,000. Next day he would lose $70,000-$100,000, and the story repeats itself. It got so bad that his wife used to call me and ask me to please convince her husband to stay out of that and give up trading. It was difficult. I did not succeed. In fact, this person actually commercialized that system and sold it to, I would say, naive souls that thought that they could make money that way. The real name for that type of trading is gambling. So my approach is that when you see something like that, you probably would have more fun just gambling, because you probably would go to a casino and gamble and probably have some fun. I don't know, because I hate gambling. Or maybe gamble with sports or, things like that. But for trading, just doesn't work. If it worked, now going to the second aspect of your question, is there mechanical trading in a small time frame that you can be in and out and, and make a couple of $100 per day? If there were such a thing, you have to consider, let's try to explore this. If this were the case, you have to consider with what capital. So let's say that you want to make $200 per day. With what capital? Would you invest $200? If that is the case, you would be expecting a 100% return on investment. And now let's say that this theoretically works. Let's say that you work on a system that produces 100% return on investment. Then you have to consider with how much risk. And then you probably would say, well, with $200 risk. So you risk 200 to make 200 or something like that. Well, now you have to consider, let's say that this were the case and it works, let's assume that it works. It has to work at least more than 50% of the time, otherwise you will just break even. And if it works less than 50% of the time, you will lose money, obviously. So now let's say that it works 52% of the time, which is pretty much impossible, since practically no system in the world of trading allows you to be profitable more than 50% of the time. That's why the whole secret of this is in money management and trading psychology. So, but let's say that you have a system, a unique system that produces 51 or 52% of return on investment. Well, if such system exists, instead of investing 200, why don't you invest 300? For that matter, why not invest 200,000 or 2 million? People would be producing money so quickly that it would not be a trading system, it would be an ATM. So, from all perspectives, what we are speaking here is about a major fallacy that has been propagated in internet for many years, and people continue propagating that idea, that illusion, because consider the fact that the odds are completely against you. It is exactly the same as when you go to a casino. Exactly the same. How many people win the lottery? Sure, somebody wins, but how many? And so I think you have to consider those aspects and be more realistic about your trading approach. What you are looking for is actually an ATM, and that doesn't work. If it worked, billionaires would invest billions and become trillionaires simply. Okay, I hope I made the answer clear to you, and you don't get into such fallacy. There is only one method to earn money in the market, and that is strong foundation on technical analysis. It is possible that you produce your own algo, your own bot that takes trades based on technical analysis, based on your experience on what strategy works best with technical analysis with you, with your market, etc., and your time frame, of course.